Hey y'all, welcome to the filling station. I am super excited, y'all. I hope that everyone have had an awesome Christmas. And first, let me say that I do apologize that I have not been able to record videos for a few days. My grandmother got had some health issues and she has since transitioned from that, and I needed to spend some time with my family, so because of that I wasn't able to record, but I'm grateful that I'm back to recording now because I enjoyed teaching and working in the market. Yeah, let me go ahead and give my disclaimer, y'all. I am not a financial advisor. I just enjoy teaching people how to build generational wealth, and yes, the stock market is just one of those avenues. So this video is for educational purposes only. With that being said, let's get started. So today in this video we're going to look at some inside day candles and probably try to get ready for the market, right? So inside day candles just basically gives me a watch list. It lets me know that if by chance we break above this level, this could possibly be the upside target, and if we break under this level, this could possibly be the downside target, right? So the first one on the list for today is AI. AI is an inside day candle, so I normally give the trigger for that if it break above the level of 36.09. We have an upside target of 36.95, and if by chance we break under the 35.14 area, we have a downside target for AI at 35.09. So 35.14 and 35.09, which is not a big mover, right? Let's see how much AI normally moves about $3.71 per day. So if you trade AI, it's interesting. We are under the 5 EMA. Keep in mind, we could very well come up and retest this 5 EMA, which is around 36.71, or we could continue to the downside and come on down to where this 50 and this ATR trailing stop is. So if you trade AI, just know, looking at it on this daily chart, we are creating a gathering spot and we can go in either direction. I say trade carefully, right? So let's see, BG is next on the list for an inside day candle. BG normally moves about $1.96 per day. On this daily chart, it does look like it's moving sideways. Looks like we can go in either direction, right? So the 5 EMA is definitely something that I will watch because that's around the 79.41. If we break that, we can move higher. So the inside day trigger, let me see if I can get to that. If by chance we break above, let's say 79.25, we have an upside target here of 79.30, which is not far at all. Now to the downside, under 78.12, we have a downside target of 77.75. So that's something to be mindful of. Again, looking at it on this daily chart, we can move in either direction. It looks like it's trying to get back to the upside. So if you trade BG, I said trade carefully. Beyond Meats, or BYND, is also an inside day candle for today, or for December 26th, let's say that, right? So if by chance, it seems like it's like the BG, in my opinion, because we're going sideways here. BYND normally moves about 24 cents per day, which is really not a big mover. I would definitely watch this 5 EMA, which is around the $3.59 area. So let's say if it breaks above the $3.65, we have an upside target here of $3.66, which is not a big move. However, we can break this level and try to make its way back up to the 395 area. So if you trade Beyond Meats or Beyond, it is an inside day candle. Now to the downside, if we break under 344, that downside target is still, around the 342. Again, not a big mover. However, breaking under that 342, we can come back to this 330, 328 range. So if you trade Beyond Meats, it is an inside day candle. Carnival Cruise Line is also an inside day candle for 1226. I'll give the trigger for that. Again, looking at it on this daily chart, above 2607 gives us an upside target of 2656. If we should break under 25.41, we have a downside target of 25.17, and CCL normally moves about 96 cents per day. So looking at it from this level, we see that, we are right at that 5 EMA, finding support at that 20 EMA. So we could go again. It's been moving sideways for a minute, so it can go in either direction. So if you trade CCL, it is an inside day candle. GLD is also an inside day candle. Let's see if I can get the levels for that. It's really close. If by chance we break, let's say, above this level 241.74, we have an upside target of 241.74, which is not far, right? That's right That's interesting. Now to the downside, let's say if by chance we break under 240.73, we have a downside target of, is that where we are? We have a downside target of 240.63, and GLD normally moves about, and that's gold, y'all. So it normally moves about $2.60 per day. That can be in either direction. What's interesting is, it looks like we're under the 5 EMA. So if we break above this 241.75, we can come back up and, have some trouble, let's say around the 240, 245 area. So that's an interesting place to be. So if you trade GLD, it is an inside day candle. COSS, KOSS, is also an inside day candle. COSS normally moves about 49 cents per day. Keep in mind that's in either direction. So above 18.26 gives us an upside target of, that was $8.26, gives us an upside target of $8.26. Not far at all, right? So to the downside, under 787 gives us a downside target of 777. So KOSS is an inside day candle. I would say trade carefully if that's something that you trade. Kroger, or KR, is also an inside day candle. It is moving sideways as we see here, looking at it on this daily chart. Now above 61.92 gives us an upside target of 62.04. If by chance we break under $60.91, we have a downside target of $60.69. And KR, which is Kroger, normally moves about $1.73 per day in either direction. Keep in mind, y'all, it's going sideways as of now. We can move in either direction. So I would say trade carefully. MOS is an inside day candle for 12.26, breaking above the level of 24.34 gives us an upside target of 24.39. If we break under the level of 23.94, we have a downside target of 23.56, and MOS normally moves at about 87 cents per day, again in either direction. So SLV, which is silver, is also an inside day candle. Above 27.05 gives us 27.07, which is not far. However, we can break past that level and break through that 5 EMA on this daily chart. So that's something to be mindful of. Now, under 26.85 gives us a downside target of 26.79. Breaking this 26.79, or even coming close to, right there, that's at the 200 EMA, looking at it on this daily chart. So breaking that 26.76 area, we could very well come back to the 26.60. So if you trade SLV or silver, I would definitely pay very close attention to that 26.76 area or that 27.07. Again, not financial advice. So SNAP, SNAP, is also an inside day candle. SNAP has been moving sideways here for a few days. So the levels to, for the inside day candle above 11.29 gives us an upside target of 11.58. If we should break under 11.12, gives us a downside target of $11. And SNAP normally moves about 60 cents per day. And what's interesting is it's trading in a gathering spot, so that means we can move in either direction, up or down. So looking at it on this daily chart, I would watch that 11.28 area. Breaking above that, that means we've broken through the 5 EMA. Seems like we've tested area before. So yeah, it should be interesting, right? So now to the downside, if we break that $11 area, we could very well come back and try to, find support at this ATR trail and stop around 10.78. So if you trade SNAP, it is an inside day candle. I believe we have one more. Uber is an inside day candle. It normally moves $2.45 per day. Not that far, right? So if by chance we break above 61.96, we have an upside target of 62.24. And if we should break under the level of $60.86, we have a downside target of 60.75. It seems like it's trading sideways, so it can move in either direction. We are above the 5 EMA, which is interesting, right? So the 5 EMA is our support. We are above that level. So breaking above this 62.24, we could very well come back. Let's see. And have trouble somewhere around the 63.16 area for Uber. So if you trade Uber, those are areas that I would watch to the upside. Now, if by chance we break under this 5 EMA, I would watch that 61.39. We could very well have trouble in that area. If we should break that, I would watch the 59.77. Under that, 59.33. Just again, looking at it on this daily chart. I normally look at the 30-minute, right? So I'm looking at it on this daily chart. Uber is an inside day candle. Those are areas that I will watch. And yeah, if you trade Uber, trade carefully. I believe we have one more, which is Z. And if it normally moves about $2.43 per day, let's say that, and it too, it seems like it's moving sideways in this little gathering spot. So to the upside, if it break above 77.29, we have an upside target of 77.81. To the downside, under 75.98 gives us a downside target of 75.89, which is not far away considering it moves $2.43. So I would watch this 5 EMA, which is around 77.22. If we break above that, we can come back and, looking at it on the daily chart, 78.54, we could, have a little trouble in that area. Now, to the downside, if we break under that 75.89, we could very well come back. You see price has been gathering in this area, 74.67. I would watch that. So if you trade Z, it is an inside day candle. So yeah, I do look at the inside day candles only because it kind of helps build a watch list and just let us know where we are. So y'all, I hope this video is very, very helpful. If you could please like, share, comment, subscribe, all of that good stuff, because we learn and we grow together, y'all. So until next time, be blessed as well as a blessing unto others.